Hi friends, I'm really glad you're here today. I'm wondering if you'll sing with me to start. This is one of my favorite songs. Sometimes we start our yoga classes with this song. Today was just one of those days that I felt like I could really use a hug. How about you? So why don't we sing about our hugging song? Here we go. So if you know this song, join in. If not, just follow along. So we're going to wrap our arms around each other, around ourselves. Give a hug. Give a hug. Give a hug. Give a hug right now. All right, so follow me. It's just a little different now. Shake a hand. Now, if you're with someone that you love, ask them if you can shake their hand. Shake, shake. I'm going to shake Teddy's hand. Shake a hand, shake a hand. Can you shake the other hand? You got it. All right, you ready? Here's the next one. Well, we can. How would we do show your peace? Here we go. We can do our peace sign. Peace. Sing it with me. Show some peace. Show some peace. Show some peace. Show some peace right now. Oh, thanks for singing with me. Here we go. Well, we can. Blow a kiss. Blow a kiss. Blow a kiss. Will you blow me a kiss? I got it. There we go. Blow a kiss. Blow a kiss. Blow a kiss right now. So we're just going to repeat it. We can give a hug. Maybe you could ask the person that you're with if you could give them a hug. Show them some love with a hug. Make sure you ask first. Give a hug. Give a hug. Give a hug right now. I don't know about you, but there's just some times when you have those kind of days that a hug or a shaking of a hand, or if someone blows you a kiss, that you just feel better. Today was one of those days that I felt like hugs would help. And so the other thing that I know that would help is when I get out my calming jar. So has anyone seen a calming jar before? I know some of you have. This is my calming jar. It doesn't look like very much right now, does it? So in my jar, I have some glitter in the bottom. And then I have some water. And let me show you what it can do. So if I shake up all the glitter, then it looks so beautiful. Can you see that? I have blue glitter and silver glitter just because I liked those colors together in my calming jar. So let me tell you a little bit about a calming jar and why I use a calming jar and how it can help me. When I have a really good sleep at night, or when I feel really peaceful and calm, it's kind of like all the thoughts in my mind are still and quiet, and I usually make better choices and do better work, and I'm just maybe more kind and more patient when all of those thoughts are still inside my mind. Sometimes I have to find stillness in my body, and we've practiced that together by just finding that mindful body together. I think we should try that right now. Can you guys, everyone sit with your legs crossed, place your hands on your knees. We've practiced this a lot. And we're going to sit with a really tall spine. You could imagine that there's a string coming right out of the top of your head, and someone's just gently pulling it so that you're sitting up really tall. Maddie, would you show us how to do that? So we cross our legs and we place our hands on our knees, and we're going to sit with, oh yeah, Medi Teddy's spine is really tall and his eyes are closed. I've got my singing bowl here to remind us. So would you try that with me? Let's find some stillness in our body, and let's notice how that feels inside of our brain, inside of our mind. So finding that mindful body, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes or just look gently down at the floor and see if you can just listen to my singing bowl for a moment. Try not to think about anything else. Try just to listen and see how long can you hear my singing bowl. Are you ready? Oh, that's a beautiful, mindful body. Thank you so much for following along. Here we go. Notice how it feels inside of your body and inside of your mind when you find that stillness. When I look at my mind jar now, look what's happened. All of the glitter has fallen to the bottom and I can see through my jar. This is when I find if my brain feels nice and calm like this, that's when I get the best work done, and that's when I feel the most calm inside my head. So in the bottom of my mind jar, there's glitter. And I wanted to talk to you about all those thoughts that come into our brain. Sometimes we have to make choices. Sometimes we have to focus on a job or a task that's really challenging. Sometimes someone does something that makes us feel angry or frustrated, or sometimes we just feel scared or nervous or a little bit unsure. So we have 90,000 thoughts, boys and girls, that can run inside our brain in one day. Do you believe that? Scientists are really doing a lot of work on that to try to figure out what happens inside our brain every single day. 90,000 thoughts. That is a lot. So imagine that we have 90,000 pieces of glitter in the bottom of the jar. And when we feel calm, all of those pieces of glitter, all those thoughts have settled inside of our brain or inside of our mind. But when those things happen that I was talking about, like maybe if you hear something on the news or on TV that feels a little bit scary, those thoughts start to move around inside our brain. And maybe when someone does something that we're not really happy about, maybe one of our younger brothers or sisters maybe took one of our toys, or maybe you really wanted to have waffles for breakfast and there wasn't any waffles left, or maybe it was bedtime and you really didn't want to go to bed. All of those thoughts start spinning around. And when those things happen to me and all those thoughts are spinning around, that's when I feel a little bit not settled. That's when my brain makes my body feel a little bit nervous and not just quite right. I really like it when all those thoughts are settled and I feel relaxed and calm, and that's when I can make a good choice. When we listen to the singing bowl and when we practice mindfulness, boys and girls, that allows us to take a minute between when something happens that we don't like and before we make the choice how we're going to handle that. When we practice mindfulness, it really helps. It helps us to settle all of those thoughts in our brain and help them feel calm. So friends, what do I have to do to my mind jar to get all of those thoughts to settle down? Do you know? That's right, I have to hold it very still. So if I hold it here, let's watch for just a minute and watch all of those thoughts, all of the glitter slowly settle down. Can you see what's happening, friends? The water's getting clearer and all of the glitter and all the thoughts are settling at the bottom. Now, if you look at the bottom, they didn't go anywhere. All those thoughts are still there, just like in our brain. They're all there, but I can practice and I can work to make sure that when I need to, I can calm those thoughts down. I wondered if you wanted to make a mind jar. If you have the things that you need, I'm going to show you how you can make a mind jar. There are some things that we need, and if you don't have all of these things exactly, you can try to make it on your own, but I'm going to show you how Miss Cheryl makes her mind jars. I have lots of this available to me because I like to make mind jars a lot. So what we need is we need to have a jar, and we need to have some glitter. I like to use this fine glitter. It's extra fine glitter. I find this at Michael's, but you could find glitter anywhere. And we need some dish liquid. I find Dawn dish liquid works the most for me, works the best, but I bet you any dish liquid would work. And then I need a little tiny bit of white corn syrup. If I was to experiment, I wondered if honey might work a little bit. That would be something that you could experiment with. So friends, I also have some warm water. what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose some colors. What colors do I have? Let me see. I have, can you see that, everyone? Orange. I have gold. I have pink. I have blue. I have black or gray, and I have green. I wish you were here to help me to decide what colors. I think I have a blue and silver mine jar here. I think this time maybe I'm going to make one with some pink glitter. So I'm going to carefully pour some glitter into the bottom. Those are the thoughts that go into my mine jar. We want just enough glitter to cover the bottom of our jar. Remember, it's kind of like the thoughts in our brain, those 90,000 thoughts. Shall I put some gold with the pink? Let's see what that looks like. So I want just enough to cover the bottom. That should do it. And then I'm going to pour in, oh, look at that glitter everywhere. You have to be really careful, boys and girls, if we don't make too much of a mess. All right, so I'm going to stir up my nice warm water and the corn syrup. Make sure it's all mixed in. Now you could use a funnel. I would suggest that you have someone help you with this, but you could use a funnel and that would help you pour the water. But my big bowl here has a little spout, so it's pretty easy for me to pour. I like the look of it already. So I'm going to pour it and I'm going to fill it just about to the top, friends. And then the last thing I have to do before I close it up is to put just a little drop of dish liquid. And then I'm going to take my lid and I'm going to really, really tighten it. Now, boys and girls, you have to remember that when we close our lid of our mine jar, it's a good idea that it stays closed. If we were to open this up and it was to spill out, it's really hard to clean up the glitter, but let's see what happens with this mine jar. Let's see how it looks. I like to shake it up quite a bit at first. There we are. Wow, it looks very different than my other mine jar. I can see some sparkles of gold in the pink. Can you see all of those thoughts settling down when I hold my mine jar still? Boys and girls, if you had your own mine jar, you could use this mine jar or a calming jar anytime that you felt a little bit unsettled. It might be that unsettledness, you might feel it in your tummy, maybe you feel it inside your brain. I find that today was one of those days that a calming jar would really help me. Friends, I'm going to set that down right now and find that stillness one more time as all of those thoughts settle in our calming jar. We're going to take our hands and we're going to breathe in, raising our hands all the way up. Now let's join those hands and bring them all the way down to our heart. And I invite you to finish up our mindful moment of the day by repeating after me. May I be happy and healthy. May I be kind and caring. May I know that I am loved. Really, 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 really loved. And that all is well. My beautiful friends, the light that is in me shines on the light that is in each and every one of you. And we finish off today by sharing that special word about our light. Namaste.